Good morning and happy Tuesday. For my reflection this week, I wanted to talk a little bit about baptism and how we are a community of faith by our baptism. Last week, I led a pre-baptism class, so the sacrament is on my mind. And one thing that differentiates Catholics from most Christians is that we choose to baptize infants rather than letting them grow up a bit and be able to choose to be baptized when they want to. And when you really step back and look at it, this initially does seem to be a little bit odd. Jesus calls his followers to repent, believe, and be baptized. So wouldn't it make sense to wait until they can do the believing part first before we baptize them? Well, as Catholics, we believe that baptism is more than just about the individual's faith, but the community's faith as well strengthens them and supports them in this resolve. I think one example from the Gospels that demonstrates this quite well is the story of a paralytic and his friends seeking to bring him to Jesus. And the story is in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. And in this story, Jesus is teaching in a house, and there's a very large crowd. And so the paralytic man's friends can't get through the crowd to bring him to Jesus. So they climb onto the roof of the house, cut a hole in the roof, and lower the man to Jesus. And the scriptures say that when Jesus saw their faith, the faith of his friends, not of the man himself, he first forgives the man's sins and then heals him. In this example, just as in infant baptism, we believe that it is the faith of the community that can bring someone closer to Jesus. They don't even need to ask. Jesus sees the love and support and the faith that they have around them and chooses to bestow his gifts upon them. And I think that this principle can easily translate to our lives and our interactions on a daily basis. We're called to share our faith with others, to listen to each other's faith experiences, even just to pray for our friends and family. All things that help support, strengthen those communal bonds of our faith. And that's part of why this time of pandemic is so difficult on us. We really need that community of faith to help support our own. So I ask you, in the spirit of our baptismal faith, to pray for those who are in need of community, whether in general or a specific individual. Go ahead and pray for those who are lonely or who are struggling in their faith, or whatever it may be in these difficult times. Pray for them and then talk to them. Reach out to that family member or friend that you haven't talked to in a while and really seek to grow in that community, both for yourselves and for them, as we seek to strengthen those bonds of our baptismal faith and grow in faith together.